Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R Show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Malcolm.
We're talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like they've been one of the hottest teams in the league. Bill Simmons and the Ringer said this is possibly a championship team. So me and Malcolm will come to address that. So Malcolm, are the Cavs a championship team?
Hey man, from really looking at these past 8 or 9 games, I really have to think that the Cavs are really a serious contender, especially in the East. And it's hurt me to say that because at the end of the day, I just wanted to be just Boston. But at the end of the day, I really have to respect what Cleveland has been doing. Since they added a guy like Donovan Mitchell, who's been averaging about 31 points per game, shooting 50%, almost 50% from the field, and 6 assists, like this is just crazy right now what he's doing. He has understand that Jazz took me away. I'm about to prove myself as a go-to scorer, and he's been what the Cavs need. Cavs need a go-to scorer. That was the clear weakness of this team, and they had a guy like Donovan Mitchell who has really done well. And then I looked at it, I was like, man, okay. I was like, this Cavs team could be a contender if their defense is playing well. Well, to be honest, bro, they're the second best defense in the league with like 104.9 rating. This team still plays defense. Jarrett Allen, especially Evan Mobley, has done a very good job. They had like 7 blocks the last game. They do a very good job, and I really like how this team is playing offensively and defensively. And then you have to look at J.B. Bickerstaff. He went on this team. His team was a disaster. This is coming off of LeBron's been gone and everything like that. This might be the first time a team might make the playoffs without LeBron since 1998. That's when I'm born. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I was born. That's when I was born. So that was like 24 years ago. Y'all know my age. Like 20 facts. It was 24 years ago. So at the end of the day, seeing how well this team has been built, seeing how the J.B. Bickerstaff has really instilled discipline with this team. This team is like one of the youngest teams in the league and still going crazy. So, I definitely got to give respect where it's due. And I know that the Cavs going to be a contender, man. They're a contender, to be honest.
Hey, this is why you hire black coaches. Look at all these different coaches around the league doing their thing. You got Hawks coach, you got the Pelicans coach. It's like the coaches around the league that have proven themselves that they can get a second chance. We all know Mark Jackson. He's probably done. I think it's time.
Stephen A is going crazy for him.
Oh my God!
It got to be Mark Jackson.
He's done. He's TV. He's great at the play-by-play. I love him on there. I think he should probably stay. Now again with the Cleveland Cavaliers, Donovan Mitchell. I've been singing his praise for at least 3 years in this podcast. I think he's a really good player. His offensive Raptor is at 8.1. Like, come on, like 8.1 offensive Raptor. It's surprisingly. He has a 2.6 defensive Raptor on the positive end, Malcolm. And I think that's pretty good. He hasn't been that good of a defensive player over his career. He's still not like a great player. But he does have low center of gravity. He's a little strong. So that's helped him go a long way. Then Jarrett Allen is defensively up there, probably the top 10 defender. He's not going to win Defensive Player of the Year, but he's in that tier probably right below. Evan Mobley is still one of the most mobile bigs in the NBA. That's going to be able to guard a wing and then be able to guard a center. It's very, very few players. Bam Adebayo, Draymond Green, and Jaren Jackson Jr. that can really play that type of role. So they have a absolute chess piece right there. The small forward position, Karis LeVert's taking a lot of the minutes. He's actually been better this year. We'll see how long that lasts before he starts, doing Karis LeVert, like heisting players out. But so far, he's been really good offensively. And then Darius Garland's just getting back. He's just a baller. He's an all-star. Like he's going to be good offensively. He's going to pass the ball. He actually can score off ball, which we've seen this year. So has Mitchell been showing that too. I think it's going to work. I'm just interested in the playoffs. If they do play a Boston, how are they going to be able to score with 2 small guards? Well, how are they going to be able to defend with 2 small guards in the front court or the back court? So that's going to be interesting. And even the Bucks and those bigger matchups, but they do have Allen and Mobley to back them up. So this is going to be a litmus test to see if this can work. Because I think it can. Because I think they I don't know if they're better than if they're like Dame CJ, but if Dame and CJ had Allen and Mobley, would things have changed maybe? So we'll see.
Yeah, I don't really. If you think about it, if you look at the Portland Trail Blazers when they had CJ and Dame. They had Nurk,
defender, though. He's not.
But they didn't really have the full, offensive Nurk until maybe like the later years, and Nurk had injury problems, and that's what all happened. But at the end of the day, when you just look at this Cavs team, yes, they're very good. Number one, when you traded for Donovan Mitchell, you let go a lot of pieces. You got to let go Laura Markkanen, Colin Sexton, and those boys, and you're still one of the top benches in the league right now. So it's just crazy to see what Kevin Love has continued doing, how Wade has continued doing. I know Isaac Curl has been struggling a little bit this season, but he's coming into form. This is going to be a new role for him after he's been in the start line the past 2 years. But at the end of the day, this team is really good, and you really got to worry about playing against the Giannis's of the world. But this is when I look at their division, because you got Chicago in that division, you got the Bucks in that division. They're big, you know what I'm saying? When you look at that team, they're big, and I think that they got the bigs for them, as in the Jared Allen, the Evan Mobley, like you said, a chess checker piece, and he can be able to go anywhere he wants to, like a chess piece. So it's
bad either. Like D Wade is a sniper. Like that's a sniper.
He is.
Like,
he is.
Osman, sniper, like
CD Osman. You know what I'm saying? Like they got a lot of players on this squad. They got a stacked team. JB has done a very good job with this team. I'm surprised. I'm really excited to see what they can be able to prove in the playoffs. But at the end of the day, it's still a couple more games in the season. We got to see how everything goes off. So. By the mid-season, we talking about All-Star break. We still seeing this team doing the way it is, and hey, this might be a good team.
And then we have to talk about, the Hall of Famer Kevin Love. He's going to be in the. He's been good. Kevin Love,
exactly.
12 points a game. He's shooting 41% from three, bro. Like, not saying he couldn't always shoot, because clearly we saw with LeBron he could.
And think of this: 2 years ago, he was throwing fits and stuff like that, trying to really lead the team. Look how things changed.
Now, Malcolm, if I told you Kevin Love had a 10-assist game against Detroit last week, would you even believe that? He hit 4 threes in that game and had 10 assists and 8 rebounds.
Yeah, he's just doing it all, bro. Like, he's doing it all, man. Like, yeah, he's holding his own defensively too.
And me, I love me a team that can space the floor. If you got Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland and you still have spacing, that's like Jared Allen, like he's chilling out there. He doesn't need to shoot the ball. What am I shooting for? I have Dean Wade on the court, Osman, Mitch. These are all players that can potentially in a playoff game shoot 40% from three. Like you really just need a couple of guys that can shoot like 35% from three. Like if you got this many guys that have the potential to get that hot, the Cavs got to be contenders. I don't think they go. They're probably better than Boston or the Bucks, but like me and Malcolm probably wouldn't. I would assume wouldn't be necessarily shocked if they could. If like someone went down for one of those teams, they were the healthy squad, and then they end up winning because it's just like Donovan Mitchell's like, hey, I'm just gonna drop like 37 a game. Like I just would not be shocked with the defense they had with Mobley and Allen. Like I just wouldn't be shocked. Now I think they're a year early. I think next year they're really like. They're like a Jay Crowder away from like, oh crap, I would hate to see this team in the playoffs.
And to be honest, Jay Crowder is still available right now. At the end of the day, you can be able to pick him up. I don't know how, and I really don't want to mess up with this team, but at the end of the day, like they still could.
If Jay Crowder comes in there, he's a small forward. Like that changes everything. If I'm in the East, I am like, even if I'm Giannis, I'm like, all right, bro, I gotta see Allen at the rim, and I gotta blow past Jay Crowder, which is he the greatest man in the world? No, but he's freaking annoying if he's on you. Then when I blow past you, there's Jared Allen here. And Mobley, that's a team you just don't want to play in the playoffs. If they're that type of wing.
Most definitely. They have a squad. They have a squad. I ain't gonna catch you. They got a squad, man.
And then my last thing, Malcolm, again, the Washington Wizards, I have to bring up on the block. What are we doing? We made no trades. This team, Malcolm, my dad calls me. He's yelling at me. My mom's like, hey, don't be cursing at your son. I'm like, look, it's that bad. And we're like 4 and 5. We're not that bad of a team. But it looks so bad at 4 and 5 that I just had to put that out there. We could have had Mitchell, Murray, and I'm still loyal to this squad. And this is, I'm giving it a couple more years, and I promise everyone on this podcast, I am out of there. I'm giving it a couple more years of loyalty to this squad. If I don't see change, I'm out of here, Malcolm. I have to. I can't.
No, you can't. You can't do that. I'm a Commanders fan, bro. You cannot do that. The 4 or 5 is one of the worst. I still think that in a couple years we can be good. To be honest, at the end of the day, if we're not good enough till I get like 25, 30 years old, I'm joining the organization.
It's getting ugly. Like it's like my day. Like it's like I get home from work. It's 7 p.m. Oh, the Wizards are on. I can't. Come on. I had a great day at work. I might cover the game. I'm like, I'm just gonna turn in early. Sometimes you just turn in early. Like sometimes, like, do I want to watch this while I eat, or do I want to just watch YouTube? And sometimes YouTube wins. So.
Hey, thank God I'm a Celtics fan, man. I enjoy my games.
So yeah, that's what I have about the Wizards. Again, we're gonna have more and more content coming up. We should have another episode this week, and that's coming out this week, and we should have a couple more next week on whatever breaking news happens and whatever NBA and NFL topics. So continue to tune in, and Malcolm will tell you where to follow us.
Hey, I really hope there's a breaking news about a new owner in Washington coming in the next couple of weeks. But at the end of the day, hey, make sure y'all follow us on Twitter at Malcolm Ron Show, on Instagram at Malcolm Ron Network. You know, we have a lot of different takes, a lot of different different things we got going on. So make sure y'all tune in, though, y'all. I'll see you.
All right.